Hey team, back again, and this time we're talking about the Knockout Black and Blue from Brunswick. But before we jump into it, I have one quick announcement. I am now on TikTok at Buckosh, where I'll be making quick 1-minute reviews of our newest product offerings. And of course, I'll still be doing our long-form reviews here on YouTube and on Facebook. So make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, follow on all of those social media platforms. Make sure you have the most up-to-date information. But now what you're really here for, let's jump right into the Knockout Black and Blue, which contains the same jab core the same melee core that's on all of our jabs and of course now on all of our knockouts. This core contains a total differential of 0.050, which means it's going to have plenty of flare potential, and I consider this core to be one of the best back-ending symmetrical cores in the Brunswick lineup. This core, of course, contains dynamic core for harder hitting power. That's the blue stuff from the outer core material. That increases the strength of the outer core, which means it won't compress through the pins and it's going to offer a stronger hitting power through them. And all of this is surrounded by the Savvy Hook 3.5 cover stock. You'll recognize the Savvy Hook nameplate from a lot of the jabs and the knockouts. Of course, this is a solid version. It's the 3.5, which is just a slightly updated version compared to the 3.0 that was on the knockout. That was the black solid from the previous year. This black and blue has a sparkle traction additive, which means it's going to give you more mid-lane traction, and the base chemistry is changed just the slightest amount to give you more overall hook, and especially hook from the mid lane to the pins. So all told, this one's going to be just a little earlier, stronger, and more than the previous year's edition. Now, without further delay, I'm going to take you to some comparison charts and we'll talk a little bit about the ball motion. Here's Brunswick's performance index chart. You'll notice that they're sorted by price point and by ball motion. Knockout Black and Blue sits right next to the original Knockout in the all-purpose category of ball motion. You'll notice that it's just a little stronger. Flipping over now to my chart, you'll notice that we have every Brunswick release for an entire year and some staples like the twists, rhinos, and the U-motion that are always in the Brunswick lineup. They're sorted by oil volume from lightest on the left to heaviest on the right, and by response to friction, with the sharpest responding balls toward the top of the chart and the smoothest responding balls toward the bottom of the chart. The new Knockout Black and Blue is highlighted in yellow. It's built to handle a medium-heavy amount of total oil volume and sits in the strong category of ball motion. I would argue that the Knockout Black and Blue is fairly close to a benchmark ball motion, albeit for a symmetrical ball, this one back ends pretty well, as did the previous year's Knockout Black Solid. So you might actually, if you're a higher rev or lower ball speed player, find that this is just a little too much ball overall for you to be a true benchmark ball, in which case you could always use something like the Hero line or the Stellar line, or even a jab with just a fraction of surface, and use the Knockout series as a ball up from those. Of course, if you're a speed dominant player, I feel like the Knockout series is the perfect benchmark shape for you, because these balls tend to have strong back end motion considering the fact that they're pretty clean for a sanded solid symmetrical ball. To my eye, it's really easy to build an arsenal around the Knockout series. You pick up something stronger like an asymmetrical solid, like a Quantum Evo solid, or even a Zenith hybrid if you wanted something a little smoother overall, as your heavy oil ball for fresher conditions or just generally tighter conditions. And then when that ball's reading too early, too aggressively, or is just getting a little too hook set for you, then the continuation of the Knockout Black and Blue is going to be the perfect step down. It's going to be just a little cleaner through the front part of the lane and give you the same mid-lane response and a little smoother, rounder motion off of the friction, albeit a very continuous motion, something that the asymmetrical balls don't always display. Of course, if this ball is getting to be a little too much hook or is just a little too smooth overall for the patterns that you're facing, opening up the launch angle by getting deeper into the head oil with your feet and sending the ball further away with something like a Quantum Evo Pearl or a Zenith Pearl would probably be the go-to move. From there, it's easy to go down to a jab Midnight Blue or a Stellar, and then even a Rhino or a Twist to round out your block. You have an entire arsenal built for you right here on this page. That's all the information I have on the new Knockout Black and Blue, available in pro shops worldwide January 28th. While you're here, make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok, Buckosh. Feel free to drop a comment, I'm happy to respond. And make sure you check back often because I'm making new videos as new releases come out from the brands of Brunswick. So until next time, thanks for watching.